Okay, so our tour of the office starts in our brand new space. We just basically moved in here, so you can kind of see that some things are not finished, but we've got a small boardroom, we've got a bit of a reception, waiting area, filing storage, etc. And then as I move forward towards the office, you'll see some of your Sheridan graduates, again, from various years. We do work on some model making, but we mostly focus on using Revit, AutoCAD in order to produce drawings and documents for construction and permit purposes. Okay, so moving along here, just move over to our first team member. This is Stephanie Carlton. Stephanie, can you tell us a little bit about what you do and how long you've been here and what kinds of things you can recommend to the future graduates?
I've been graduated for about 3 years now, and I've worked here at DA since I graduated. I mostly do Revit models for existing and new buildings.
Mm-hmm. Maybe you can show us how you're doing some things there. I see lots of stuff in 2D. Maybe show us the 3D model.
So we do a lot of 3D models to create our drawings. One thing I think is really important to learn if you're going to come out in the field is just to be very detail oriented. Just have a passion for what you do, and you should do really well.
Absolutely. Perfect. Thanks very much, Steph. Okay, we're going to move over to Christian Borsellino.
Hello. Yeah, so as Steph said, a lot of the work we do here is in Revit, and we use a lot of 3D models to get our work done. It's just kind of the way the industry's going. But obviously AutoCAD is a good skill to have as well. But an example of what I'm doing here, we're working on a very exciting project. It's a condo development out in Whitby, and we're just doing some preliminary design. We want to create just some different options for layouts and exterior looks for the developers. So I get to do the very exciting job of helping with some styling and then rendering it. So this is one of the programs that we use to actually create realistic images, which really sell the design to our clients, and it's quite fun.
How long have you been out in the industry?
I've only been in the industry for about 8 months at this point,
okay.
But very much enjoy it, and it's just a great kind of fast-paced, creative and technical job, very satisfying work.
And what's this mess?
This mess is, these are some examples of some initial sketches to get to this design, and then some revision on some trace paper.
You see, we do sketch in the real world, right? We don't just do stuff on the computer, right?
Very valuable.
Okay, and one last thing we're going to talk about is?
This is a bookmark. We actually make bookmarks here at Data Design. This is a 3D printed wall for an architectural model building, and yeah, you get to use 3D printers out here. Very cool stuff.
That's
and yeah,
the beginning of the project anyways, right?
Beginning, yeah. It's going to look more impressive than this, but there's your teaser.
Thanks, Richard.
No problem.
Okay, this is Callum McCallum, or as Mario calls
Callum
him.
McMillan.
Callum McMillan, yeah.
I've been out of the program for about 3 years, just like Steph. Her and I worked closely together when we were at school together.
Teammates.
Yes, throughout the entire education. I've only recently come here. I used to work at another firm that was in Port Credit. Right now, I'm working on a addition to a house in Brampton. Like Christian, I'm working off a sketch that Dan himself created, Professor Dan, as you may know him. And I think the key advice that I'd give you is to kind of approach things holistically and understand what the end result is supposed to be and work towards that. Don't get bogged down in the little details while you work on it. Which is very easy to do, especially when you're working on a renovation project, as I'm sure he would have told you.
No, that's absolutely excellent advice. Thank you, Callum. Great
Cheers.
job. Thank you. Okay, we're going to move on to Gabby. Gabby's been here for the longest, and some of you may know Gabby from school because Gabby teaches CAD at the college.
Yep, so I do teach part-time. I teach CAD 1. We do use a lot of CAD here, mostly in the beginning, but we've been recently using Revit to create the 3D models, as Christian mentioned, for a lot of clients.
Show me.
So this is one of the models that I'm working on is residential. We do a lot of mostly residential and some commercial projects. So we do start with design and then get through the permit stage. Then we
Can
do.
you show us the pictures of the existing and proposed on this house? 'Cause
Here it
it's
is.
pretty remarkable. So the photos at the bottom are the existing
The
house?
existing house, yep.
Mhm.
Front view, existing and proposed, and then rear view, existing and proposed. So as you can see, there's a wow factor to these renders that clients are really drawn to, hence why we use Revit nowadays. It does have a lot more impact than 2D elevation would, so, yeah.
And how long have you been out of the program, and what kind of advice would you give to the current students?
Well, I graduated about 5 years ago, and I think some of the students that may recognize me, I mentioned that before. Co-op was a real big help in the architectural technology program. One advice that I would give to students is always be willing to learn, and not just willing, but be very enthusiastic about it, because whether you know something or you don't, if you're willing to learn and you approach it in a positive way, you'll get very far in the industry and in any position that you choose to go to.
Amazing
That's my
advice.
advice.
Amazing life and career advice.
Yes.
Thank you, Gabby.
No
Okay, everybody, that's it. That's our short little tour. Hopefully,
Until next time.
until next time, or the next time we see you in class or somewhere in the profession. It's a very small community that we all work in, and I hope you have a great learning experience at Sheridan College. Okay, bye.